Good afternoon. Welcome back to Crochet with Lulu. Today is day 21 of hashtag Christmas Extravaganza 2026. Today's make is a very simple make. I love gifting these, I love making these, and I love wearing these. But first of all, before I get into my gift suggestion, I want to say a huge thank you to Kristen and KK at K&K Crochet. Go over and watch their videos. They have put on this wonderful, wonderful collaboration. I think this is their third year. And they also, in their post page, they have a list of all the ones that have participated thus far in hashtag Christmas Extravaganza 2026. Please go over and give those girls a big shout out. They are awesome. Shout them out on your channel. They put such hard work into everything they do. And I love them. I appreciate them. And I love watching them. I giggle, I smile, I laugh. I feel like they're either in my living room or I'm in their living room. I just love watching them. So go over and watch them and watch all of the content creators that have put the hashtag Christmas Extravaganza videos up. These give wonderful, wonderful ideas, suggestions, tips, tricks. Some get your thought process going and then K&K Crochet, they do a trivia. So you will love that as well. Today's make, I follow the crochet crowd, and I have for some years. And I love the granny cluster beanie. Now I have no clue what most of these yarns are. I believe this was a Bernat baby blanket. It was soft to work it up, but it's smaller weight than what I'm used to working with for a beanie. So this beanie would make an awesome fall beanie or a spring beanie. I used the crown colors in the brim colors, and this is just the front post, back post. Now I love working with front post, back post. And normally I will put it in my beanies. I think the first time I learned how to do front post, back post was Crystal at Bag O' Day. And so occasionally, I don't always put them in my beanies. Sometimes I get tired of putting them in my beanies and I will just do a single crochet border for the brim. But Mikey done a brim of front post, back post. And I just love how this colorway worked in this beanie. I'm thinking this is a Hobby Lobby yarn. And then there's light pink, and then there's a little bit darker pink, and then of course the white. And I call this just peachy pink because I love the peach that this brings out, and I love the pinks that this brings out. I don't often use a lot of pinks, but here lately I have been blessed with being gifted pinks, and so I try to incorporate them in my beanies, and I just love the colors. So make you some beanies. Now I have about 20 or 21 that I want to make for Christmas gifts this year. So I'm hoping I can meet my goal. So this is one of mine that will go in my bucket or bag of gifts. And what I do is I try to look at the person and decide what color they wear. You may want to ask that person, or you may want to ask one of their family members, what colors do they like? And then incorporate those colors in. And if you're doing a family themed beanie, you could always do the granny clusters and maybe have each row or each 2 rows, a color that that person likes. So you could do it as a family beanie and use this for each person in the family. You may want to start out with their favorite color on top and then use their favorite color for the brim, and then the other family members in between. That's just a thought or a suggestion. I've done a cancer survivor beanie for a local girl, and I've done one for that incorporated the amount of rows that I used the pink was the amount of family members that was in her immediate family, her mom, her dad, her husband, and her 2 children, and her. And so what I done was I used that amount of double crochet rows, 6 rows of pink, and then the other colors I used her favorite colors. And so you may want to do that. You may want to find out the family's colors. If I was making this for a child, I would, like I said, I would put the child's favorite colors here, and then incorporate the other family members' favorite colors, or just notice what colors they wear the most is usually the colors that they gear and lean towards wearing. Or you can just do this for the individual. Now this is just for an individual. She is 16, and so I know that from making several things for her, her mother says she likes the pinks. And so I had the 2 different colors of pinks, and then the creamy white, and then the variegated yarn on the brim and the bottom. So I hope you enjoy making beanies as much as I do. I love a top-down beanie, and that when I seen this one on the Crochet Crowd, I thought I've got to make it. And I've tried before to make this certain and this particular beanie, and I just could not grasp the row changes. And this time I thought I'm gonna sit down with the clear head, as clear as I can get, and make this beanie, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoy our Christmas extravaganza videos. As I said, go over to K&K Crochet and give KK and Kristen a huge hug and watch their videos and watch the other videos that they have listed. And join me back tomorrow for another #Christmas Extravaganza 2026. Thank you so much, and I love reading your comments. Tell me if you make beanies, and how do you incorporate your colors, or do you just sporadically? Sometimes I just sporadically pick colors that I think go together. And so tell me how you do your beanies. And do you do family themed videos? Beanies, forgive me, my thought process today. I attribute it to my age. I have a birthday coming up in about a week, so I attribute my brain fogs to my age. Thank you for joining in. Join back tomorrow, because you never know what you're going to see or hear in a video. Thank you. Bye-bye.